Okay. Let's go ahead and set some stuff up here. How's everybody doing? Welcome in. Welcome to the chat.
There it is. So,
We'll wait for some people to be coming in.
well, you can
Wayne, what's up?
pre-chat, right? Like you can say things before.
Yeah, before it starts, you could like be in the chat talking. Yeah.
So Wayne Hurd, we got Cindy and Casper.
Cindy,
We
Wayne,
got Beast
Casper.
Mode Stacking.
What's up? What's up?
Southern Haven is in the chat. What's up? You know what? I think Southern Haven actually emailed you earlier this afternoon.
Oh, this afternoon he did?
Yes. Because Southern Haven, weren't you also on CVN 70? Yes.
No way.
We
What?
talked about that last live.
We did, yes.
Yeah, his first stint was on the Carl Vinson.
That's awesome. I would this afternoon. No wonder I didn't see it.
Yeah.
You probably emailed me in during nap time.
Yeah, well, it was as we were getting into nap time, and I did not want to tell you because I was like, we're just gonna.
Oh, I would not have napped. Yeah.
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 So yes, Southern Haven, we did get your email. Cam Rosso, we got Tom, Casper.
Hey,
your
real
favorite
quick,
financial client.
in the chat, let me know if you are one of the many people that have been ordering these. We've been selling a lot of these. It's pretty cool. Let me know if you have one of these bags and what you put in it.
Yeah, Training with Lions is in the chat.
What's up? Let's see. We got 18 people. We can start with some questions. What's on everybody's mind this evening?
Well, Training with Lions, if you want one.
You don't have one yet. Well, you could Training with Lions, you could even come by and I have a couple extra.
Yeah.
Come by the shop sometime and shoot, I don't even know what they sell for retail.
I have no idea.
Whatever. Yeah, that way you don't have to pay for shipping. You can come by and give me some cash. And yeah, shoot, however you want to pay. I'll take silver, dang.
Okay, Bruno, he likes putting them one each for kind of constitutional silver.
What do you mean by kind? Is it just denomination or you have one per series? Like, do you have a separate one for your Mercury dimes and Roosevelt dimes? That's what I'm planning on doing. So my plan is that if I get 7 of these, that would be one per series. So Mercury dime, Roosevelt, then Standing Liberty quarter and Washington. Then you got Walking Liberty, the Franklins, and JFK. 7 different series. If you do $100 face value in each one, that is 500 ounces of silver. There's your junk silver monster box right there. So 7 bags, one per series, $100 face per series, 500 ounces of silver. I'm only at right now. I have this. Where'd my paper go? Is my paper gone? Oh man. I had a paper in here. It might be at the bottom now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I've been moving it around. So right now I have $40 face value in dimes and quarters and $60 face value in half dollars. It makes $140 face value, and since $1.40 is 1 ounce of silver, 140 is 100 ounces of silver. So in this bag is 100 ounces of silver. Yeah, one per series. That's awesome. That is so cool. And then eventually you can start going even farther back and try to get a barber bag. That would be super cool. But I'm just slowly adding. I think I'm going to cap it at 100 ounces for this bag. It's kind of, I wouldn't be able to get to a nice round number otherwise. Maybe I do 150, but I don't like that as much as 140. So I'm gonna keep it at 140 and then maybe do another bag. Once it gets to my third or fourth bag, I'll be able to separate them into the 7 different bags. But yeah, so what else?
Cindy's got to switch from her phone to her TV. Okay,
Okay, all right.
I'm about to go to the living room and set up the projector here in a second too. Camo Rosso says, "Have you been to the ANA's World Fair of Money?"
I have not been. I've only been to one coin show, and that coin show was, I think it was ANA was there.
Yeah, yeah,
ANA was there, but it was in near my home or near my area I live in now, um, in Texas. I've been to that show twice.
Mhm.
Great show. It was an ANA show. They were there grading. But I have not been to, which, what was the one she asked about? The
World's Fair.
World Fair?
Fair
I
of
haven't
Money.
been. No.
I'm looking at that. Yeah, Bruno says one per series is what he's
Yeah,
been.
I did see that. I think that's a really cool way to do it. Um, if you do one per series, $100 face value per bag. That's $700 face value, 500 ounces of silver. Super clean number. I think it'd be awesome. Plus, like $100 in dimes. It's 1,000 dimes. That's just cool. That'd be so cool to have 1,000 mercury dimes.
Yeah, Casper says I'm trying for a guardhouse box of Mercury dimes.
Guardhouse box. So a guardhouse box. I actually have a guardhouse box here that I got for
You guys might
my
like it. It's gonna get sketchy.
yeah. Watch it. Anytime I am reaching for something, it might bump you.
Yeah.
These are
Except
these are the guardhouse boxes. This one in particular is made for pennies, but it's basically a box like this, and it holds 50 rolls, 50 tubes. Um, no, this is a quarter. This is a quarter tube, but it's made for these types of tubes. Oh yeah, I've got one here. Penny tube. It's made to fit right just like that, and it holds an entire bank box. So for it was all guardhouse boxes of every. What did he say?
guardhouse box of Mercury dimes.
Oh yeah, so that'd be $250 face value. That's a lot. Good luck. That's
That's one of your financial clients.
nice.
Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
But yeah, that's an awesome goal.
Yeah.
I might do that after I get these bags done.
Southern Haven wants to know, have you done any melting lately?
I have not done any melting. I was trying to work on the refining part and melt pure silver that I collected from Sterling Flatware that I bought. I ended up having a nitric acid accident and put it on too much heat, and it boiled over, and I lost probably three-quarters of the solution and silver that went into it. So I'm a little bit hurt at the moment when it comes to refining and melting and all that. So I'm taking some time, reflecting, see what I can learn from this experience. Just gonna pause for a minute and get back to it. As far as melting, I did. I have these 3 bars that I made quite a while ago. The first one I made probably a couple months ago at this point. Um,
Please be careful. OMG, be careful.
yeah, I'm being careful. Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, whoa, Jakowski.
Jakowski.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm being careful. I'm doing everything I can outside. Well, the whole process is outside. Um, there was
Went out there to like check on it, and it just immediately smelled in the house, and our
that was when it happened.
yeah, that's when
So
it happened.
I'll explain the whole thing.
Okay.
I have it in one of these jars, one of these half-gallon mason jars. It's a liter of nitric acid, so it's about this full. With the silver, it ends up being about this full. And the silver I put in, it was getting no reaction. What I learned is that we get this residue that gets on the surface of the silver, and it's almost like a metal salt that will it'll eventually dissolve into solution further, but it coats the surface, kind of like when rust gets on copper or steel. When rust, I guess when it oxidizes and turns green, it becomes like a layer of protection to slow down that chemical process. Um, so what you need is an agitator. That would be kind of it's a little magnetic. it looks like a pill, but you put it on a plate that has a I guess a magnet spinning. It'll spin this little thing within the jar, and it kind of creates a tornado that agitates it and melts it. Well, that pad that I got that spun it is also a heating pad, and I did both actions at the same time when I probably should have done one or the other first. Anyway, um, it was outside the house, and we had this big sliding glass window, and I looked out and saw just orange fumes spewing out of it, which is expected, right? It was heavily reacting. As long as we're not near the orange fumes, not a problem at all. However, it had started bubbling and actually bubbled out of the jar and was spilling over. Um, my immediate thought wasn't I need to just let it do its thing and um, get to it when it's done spewing so I don't do any of this. My immediate thought was actually I need to get out there and remove it from heat so it stops spewing. So I went out there holding my breath so I didn't breathe in any fumes, grabbed the thing, which it wasn't hot at the top, it was just hot through here. I grabbed the top of it, removed it from the heat, stopped the reaction. Um, yeah, so always wear gloves. You're right. I should have been wearing gloves. I was just inside away from it and reacted quickly, wasn't thinking. So that is what happened. Uh, it was about a week ago now, so it looks a lot less bad than it did before. These were all black. All of this was black. I got even some spots over here. So be careful. Yes, I'm doing my best to be careful, but I'm learning from my experiences, so I won't have to be in that situation again. Is the goal. Anyway, all that to say, I have not melted anything recently. I plan on doing some more soon. And just a quick question for the chat. I'll have my wife, or I could see like the first couple chats come in. Does anyone here know about Punisher Stackers giveaway for Precious Metal Stackers channels? Does anyone? You don't need to set up a GoFundMe. I have gloves. I have access to more gloves. It's fine. Okay. The Precious Metal Stacker, he's a relatively new channel, but he's doing like a bracketed, almost like March Madness type of competition at the end of the year for stackers channels under 5,000 subscribers. Right when he started putting people on the brackets, I broke 5,000, so I'm not able to be a part of it. But I was considering if a lot of my subscribers know him or knew of the bracketing system and whatever it was, I was considering donating one of my bars to the giveaway pot for the channel that ends up getting it. It's a consideration. I haven't decided yet, but that I think that would be a cool thing to do. Either that or I might do the first one that goes to any individual might be the next giveaway on my channel for my 2-year anniversary in March. So that's my plan so far for these guys is I'm just gonna make a few more. I might stamp them 2026 or Series 1 or something. I'll make a few more of these, and it'll be like a kind of exclusive type of thing. Just drop by to say hi. What's up, Train with Lions? I'll talk to you again soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, we're just talking about some melting stuff. I've been working on making these bars and have been having some setbacks, but I'm working on it. In addition to these silver ones, I made some copper. These are 4 ounces of copper, and these are kind of my quarter pound. Copper is priced by the pound, so I believe that a 1 pound representation would make a lot more sense than the 1 ounce. I believe these products are way too overpriced. So I'm trying to make a quarter and half pound product, and we'll just see how that kind of works. But my idea is that I only buy these, I only acquire these when they're either gifts or I can get them at spot. So if I can do that, then I can make these, sell them for, you know, maybe 50 cents to a dollar over their actual spot value. So 4 ounces would be about $1.50 right now, $1.60 or so. And maybe I'll sell them for $2 kind of thing. I would much rather have people stacking these for $2 than this for $5 to $8. You guys need to think about what's actually the actual premium you're paying for copper. Any
Southern Haven says, "Did you have any slag in the melter when melting the copper?"
No, no, because I used rounds.
And then Blake in JC says, "Make the copper bar stackable like the Scottsdale bars."
So in order to make them stackable, I would have to use a full cast. Right now I'm just pouring into this. Right? In order for them to be stackable, I'd have to fully cast it or press it. So, oh gosh. I clearly don't have the machinery to press it, so that's not an option. The cast is possible, but I don't have that anything like that at the moment. So we're working with these, and these are stackable as long as I did have some slanted issues
We're a little cockeyed.
where I wasn't quite level on some of these. So while they are stackable, they're not perfect. But as I continue, they'll get better. My wife keeps getting pulled out. Let's see what questions we got going on here. Oh, I see, Matt. You said you picked up some fractional gold this week. What'd you pick up? I love me some fractional gold. Does it cost money to become a member to my channel? Yes, it does. So being a member is the best way to support the channel. I know a lot of people are tempted to send tips, or I do have my PO box. Someone sent me some cash in the mail, which I appreciate. If you're on here, thank you so much. That was awesome of you. I'm working on writing you back. Um, the best way I would prefer people is go to my YouTube page, find a join, and it's gonna have all the memberships. And the reason I would prefer that is because you actually get something out of it. I have exclusive content that's only available to members. I would much rather you get something for any money that you're sending me. The other way would be to go to my store, josephsreserves.com, and that would be most m- I guess beneficial for you and for me. Another way that you can support the channel. Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I did see a question about what was my most recent pickups.
Yeah, sorry. I've been getting the kids situated with watching something. My dad's here, so Papa wants to
Yeah.
have movie night while we do the live. And
Well, thank you for the subscribe. It's awesome.
thank you. I'm down for Nikki to be watching while at work and not working. I'm down for that.
So my most
Recent
recent
purchase.
most recent purchase, um, I actually made a.
We didn't enter the chat.
Well,
Diggity nitty.
I did. I made a purchase this week. I actually bought on Thursday right before the dip. But
Damn.
one thing that I did is I actually something came into my shop, and it was a series of eagles that I've been wanting to get lately. And even though it was a box set, my shop bought it for, the way that we price and offer things based on the collector value outside of just the bullion value is that we have to ask our wholesaler what they can buy it for. Our wholesaler would give us an offer, and we just buy it 3% under what the wholesaler's offering us. And I like to be as open as possible with how the shop prices things, because I think that's what kind of connects the link between shops and stackers. If you had an understanding of how we price things, then I feel like there's going to be a lot less hurt feelings and stuff like that. But anyway, I was in a position where I knew exactly what I needed to offer in order to get this set that I've been trying to get. Um, so I actually traded 5 ounces of silver eagles for this set of eagles. Um, and in that way, based on how my boss bought it, it was just an even trade with, we had 5 ounces of eagles in inventory because we bought them as if they were regular eagles because eagles have a high premium right now. This set lost most of its premium value, and our wholesaler wouldn't have been able to buy it from us with any extra premium.
Okay, show us. I want to see.
Okay. I bought a 25th anniversary, or traded for a 25th anniversary silver coin set. So this is a 2011 set of American Eagles that I've been having my. They are reflective. Let's see. Get the box out of the way. All the boxes.
Something just fell out there.
So if you're not familiar with this set, this is a 5 coin set. That has the regular eagle, a proof eagle, and this is a proof from West Point. Then we have the burnished from West Point. The reverse proof, I believe that's also from West Point. Oh no. No, the burnished is from San Francisco. The reverse proof is from Philadelphia. And then we have another burnished from West Point.
Doesn't it say it like in the paperwork?
Yeah, in the paperwork it does. I don't think they're in the box in the order of the paper, which I can just move that around. But here we go. We've got uncirculated from, oh, here it is, West Point. Proof from West Point. Reverse proof from Philadelphia. Bullion, so just standard, no mint mark, either from West Point or San Francisco. And then we have the uncirculated from San Francisco. Which that uncirculated from San Francisco and the uncirculated from West Point, that's actually the burnished. So that is what I picked up this week. I got this as a trade, so no money in, which means I was still open to make my regular 20% purchase.
Yeah.
So the other thing I bought, this is one of the things, was this set. Actually, the two-year coin set, 2 coin year set from the year right after.
This smells like somebody's house.
And this is another proof and reverse proof. This is from 2012. So guys, my goal is to get all of the sets, all of the US Mint stuff, except for the commemorative dollars. The premiums are even lower than Morgan's right now. So those I'm not really not too fond of how the market's performing with those. I'm not going to put tons of money into those specifically. But these I like. They have the extra numismatic value over the eagle
John would like
price.
to know, do you mind sharing the estimate of the 2012 set?
This is the 2012 with the 2 coins, or do you mean the 11 with the 5 coins?
Well, we're just talking about both.
Okay, so the thing is, I would have paid just regular eagle price for that one, but this I paid regular eagle price. Right now, the my shop is selling eagles at $12 over spot. I bought this right before the big drop. So before that big drop, we were actually all the way down to $8 over spot. So that's what I paid for this, for these two. It was $8 over spot. Spot was right before the drop. I think it was like $72. So 8 over would have been $80 a piece. So that was 140. Yeah, that sounds about right. That I paid that. I think it was one because I know I got this and then another set. This would have been 155. So whatever that is divided by 2 was the regular Eagle price at the time I bought it. The other thing I bought
What else?
is one of those black boxes, the 1996.
Oh, just this one?
No, the bigger one's next to it.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So a few weeks back, someone came into my shop and was selling. They sold an entire set of these Premier proof sets. So I've been picking up one a week. So that is the proof 1992. Let me see.
Don't shoot me.
1992 to 1998. I'm trying to not show my face here. Here. There's 96. So I bought 92, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. There's 2 more left to acquire. And yeah, I'm just picking up all 7 of them. So they had these Premier proof sets, and then they had regular proof sets issued at the same time. And then from 1998 they stopped doing that, or 1999 they stopped doing these extra nice proof sets, and then they started back up with like a different type of proof set in 2012. It's called the limited edition proof set, and it's a full proof set with all the 5 quarters or however many quarters came out that year, in addition to a proof silver eagle in that set. So I also plan on buying those whenever those end up coming into the shop. But I like these extra premium proof sets, especially because for the most part these sell for regular junk silver price. So just at spot. Um, that's what I paid for this. It came out to be about $45, which is why I know this was about 155 because I paid 200 for these two.
Sweet.
What's going on in the comments?
Says any enhanced reverse proofs 2019 7.
2019. I watch out. Watch out. I don't have the eagle in that 2 coin set, but I do have the maple that came in that 2 coin set. Unfortunately, the eagle is the one with all the premium, and this one, even though it is a 70, it went for just a bit over just regular maple price. I forget the premium I paid for it, but I think regular maple price would have made it like it was high, guys. I think I paid it was like around 90ish ounce 90ish dollars of silver plus 90 plus. I think I paid like 100 or so for this one. And I know if the shop was to buy it, I would not get a good return on it today. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So I have this one. Most of the premium in this set is in the eagle. In addition, this is considered an orphaned set coin. The reason I prefer the boxes is because if it doesn't have the box in COA, it's an orphaned coin. So it basically goes as damaged goods. Even though it's a 70, doesn't have the COA, doesn't have the box or its friend in the set. This is basically a regular eagle. Or not an eagle, regular maple. It might be a little bit better, but the shop would probably not buy it for any better, just in the case that they wouldn't be able to sell it with that premium. They might not be able to sell it with that premium. They'll probably hold on to it for some time trying to do that, and then if they can't, they would end up just selling it as a regular maple.
Yeah. Casper says I've been waiting on the Pride of Two Nations set, but
Yeah,
I
that's
stay focused on stacking lower premiums. Blue Line Piper says, "What is your opinion on buying slabbed eagles?"
I'll put it this way. Our shop doesn't get any better on the wholesale side for an MS70 slabbed eagle versus a regular bullion eagle. This eagle, let's see. If our shop was to take, dang it, I have my graded stuff in a separate spot. But if my shop was to take 1 coin from this tube and this coin to my wholesaler, we might get $1 better for this. Almost no matter what year it is. I think there are a couple, like 3 of them. I think the 92, 86, and 94, I want to say, that we would get a little bit better. But basically, we paid 3% less than whatever our wholesaler is going to pay us. So if you bring in to a coin shop a regular eagle and a graded one, then we might be able to pay you $1 better. So that means if you're paying any more than $1 more than a regular eagle price, you're paying too much. And that's what we sell it as. So right now we're doing $12 over for Eagles, which it's a dip. It's high. I'm sorry. That's just what our new wholesaler equation comes out to be. But this is only going to be $13 over spot. So it's just a $1 difference. So just like anything with premium, if you are expecting to get an extremely high premium for it, those premiums can ebb and flow with spot price. If you're expecting to just get silver value, the silver value ebbs and flows with silver price. This is a uh, this is a bet on silver. This is the bet on America and the premiums that American coins hold. So that's where it it gets a very different play, right? You're going to get the liquidity back, but the spread might be so far away from each other that generics might be more effective in some cases, and that's true today. Generic silver is really um, anything that is minted by non-government mint is considered generic silver. Even like Scottsdale mint, that for some reason sells for such a high premium, when it comes into my shop, it's generic. So I hope that answers questions about extra high premium. The thing is, there's a difference between this being high premium and this coin here, which is a shipwreck 2 reales. I also picked this up this week. There's a difference between this being premium and this being premium, right? So this I just said would be $13 over spot. This would go based off of collector value, numismatic value of this specific coin. When that becomes the case, that's a very different conversation of high premium. This coin, based on comps and everything when it came into the shop, was selling on eBay for about $100. So we backed out eBay fees, and that's what we were able to pay for them. eBay takes 13%. So we paid them, I think it was $85 for this coin. I bought it from my shop at the $100. So that's a very different situation than this. If silver was to be cut in half, this coin might move a little bit because it's silver, but not the same way that this coin with its numismatic value might move. So that's kind of the spiel on numismatic value, is it has to be one with significant numismatic value. The melt value of this coin is around $14. So $14 versus this is a whole ounce. This one is valued at about $100. This one's valued at whatever Eagles are doing. So I hope if I'm not clear about anything, just go ahead and ask again, and I'll clarify any further follow up.
So sorry. Um, Southern Havens earlier was asking about the market of the dip situation.
Yeah,
What your thoughts?
I made a video about that today. I put out. I think that well, not I think it's mostly has to do with the jobs reports coming out. The jobs report came out showing that there's a lot more jobs added in May than we expected. I guess we, not like the experts expected, I guess. Uh, there was a significant more amount of jobs. The jobs, having more jobs, is a push into inflation, right? If there's more jobs, then effectively there's more job competition. There's employers are having to pay more because there are more jobs out there. When employers are paying more effectively, prices creep up. So that will affect inflation. What coupled into this, because usually this has happened before where there's more jobs than um, than expected, but uh, it doesn't have this kind of an effect. So, what coupled onto it is that we were already in a place where the Federal Reserve was a bit on the fence about are they neutral or hawkish. Hawkish means they're wanting to increase rates. Um, if we look back over the past year or so, we've seen that when they cut interest rates, silver and gold have a little bit of a dip, and then they start going up, right? Overall, cutting interest rates is a positive thing for metals. It's a negative thing for the dollar. So hiking rates or raising rates would be a positive thing for the dollar, negative thing for metals. So when we saw the compound um, of this jobs report hit the overall idea of the Federal Reserve possibly being hawkish, all the experts came out and said there was a near 100% chance, basically, I think it was like 90 to 95% chance that in the next red Fed meeting, they're going to raise rates.
Star Steph is in the chat.
What's up? So, if there's fear of raising rates, basically, if they raise rates, um, bonds look more attractive. So people were taking money out of metals and putting money into bonds. Um, Basically, there's bonds are a yield asset, while metals are not a yielding asset. They just don't pay you directly without you selling them. Bonds will have a higher yield based on compound interest. So because of that, when they don't have to look that much more attractive for them to look more attractive to high level investors. They pulled money out of the metals and were putting it into bonds. At least that's the idea. So if we compound those two things, we saw the dramatic decrease in every metal across the board, and then it kind of
Dread
decayed.
is in the chat.
The momentum decayed, and we were kind of leveled towards the end of the uh the day, which makes me think that we're probably not going to see any major drop when we open on Sunday. It's going to have this drop and maybe stay neutral, or maybe come up a little or down a little. It might open some volatility, but I'm not expecting a big drop.
Matt M would like to know, you think gold-backed US bonds are on the horizon, or at least linking fiat to precious metals?
Gold backed bonds. I've I've heard sorry, I just had to repeat that to understand the question. I've heard some talk about that. Um I think I'm not really sure what that would do for precious metals, or how that would really affect the US dollar, because if the bonds are priced in the dollar and they're gold backed, then that would effectively be the same thing as backing the dollar
With gold.
with gold. There would have to be some sort of set rate or set gold amount per the dollar per the rate that's it would be very complicated how they would have to do it. Um, I think that would be a really good idea.
Makes things complicated?
No way.
Stop.
Um, I think it would be a step. I don't know if it'd be a step in the right direction, but really nothing is truly gold backed until it's retrieval, or what's the word? Obtainable, not obtainable. When you turn in a silver certificate, you get the silver. What is that word? Exchangeable for silver? What does it say on a silver certificate? Redeemable.
Redeemable.
Until it's redeemable, yeah. Wow, that was. See, guys, this is why I write a script for my videos. It's sometimes until it's redeemable in gold, it's not truly backed in gold, right? I think even if they said gold was, or the dollar's backed in gold and the gold price was $10,000 an ounce, all that's going to do is make $1 worth 10,000, 1/10,000th of an ounce of gold. That $1 can be spendable, and maybe the $1 isn't redeemable in gold. Maybe the limit will be $1,000 redeemable for a 10th ounce, right?
In the chat.
Either way, however it works, it has to be redeemable at the value in order for it to truly be backed by that currency.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think a bond would separate us even further than the idea of gold actually being money.
K. Amoroso says, I've heard that the job reports double counts when people are forced to take part-time jobs on top of working their other job.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So
It's just okay. We're not gonna get banned. I'll just never mind.
I think so that's why like I wouldn't necessarily say that a jobs report is an indication of a healthier economy. I know some people are saying that. What I would say though is that if jobs are being filled and paychecks are being cut, then a boss might consider raising rates or raising payment in order to be competitive in that market, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So that's where it is an indication of possible future inflation, not necessarily a better economy. However, it can lead to a better economy, even if the fact was that people are being forced to take second jobs. If someone is taking a second job, that means more money is going into their pocket. They're going to be spending more money. That's better for the economy.
yeah.
So I'm just waving my hand a lot. I see.
Diggy Nitty said, "Do you stack any PGMs? If so, what type of ratio do you use?"
Yeah, so I do have some platinum. So PGMs is platinum group metals.
Okay, I was like,
Um
I don't know. This
I heard your question mark. I was like, maybe I should explain that. I do have some platinum here. I got a 1 ounce bar, some grams. I also had this tubey with some more smaller grams, some 1/10 ounces, and I have some graded 1/10 ounce and quarter ounce eagles. Um, Platinum. I used to hear this a lot when I first started. I didn't understand what anyone was talking about. Platinum is more speculative. And what that means is if you just think of the word speculate, you would speculate that the price is going to go up. It's super difficult to, gold, inflation happens, price goes up. It's history that these have been going up for a long time. Now, if you want to speculate that silver over the long run is going to perform better than gold, that's a speculation. Are they both going to go up? Yes. Which ones are going to perform better? It's hard to tell. There's differing views. Is it going to be more volatile and have more explosive movements? History shows yes. But platinum group metals, platinum used to be more than the price of gold. It's now about a third the price. I mean, I haven't looked at the ratio since the fall, but maybe even less. What I mean by the fall is yesterday, the big dip in movement yesterday.
Oh, I thought you
Um,
were
oh no,
it's like, oh, leaves? No, yeah.
no. So I haven't really looked at the ratio to directly compare how it moved, but there are some people that are using that idea that platinum might go back to above gold or just even closer to gold, right? And if that's the case, then of course you would want a lot of your stack in platinum or palladium. Oh man, if I get any palladium, I want a palladium eagle. But that's a different conversation. But this is just all the platinum group metals I have is this platinum. What I will say about what ratio I use. I actually just did a members only video where I exposed my ratio for gold and silver, or at least my formula for figuring that out. Um, that's for the members only, so I'm not going to be sharing that here. But what I will say is think of all of this as one single portfolio, right? A percentage in gold, percentage in silver, percentage in platinum. What I would suggest is first off, not a financial advisor. Can't give you financial advice. Start there. But the way I see it, if we compare this to a 401k, it's pretty standard to start in an aggressive position and over time towards retirement move to a stable or conservative position. Whatever you believe that might be, a 70-30 split here and a 30-70 split there or anywhere in between, that's up to you. What I would suggest or what I say I have observed is that silver and platinum are the more aggressive type of investment um, when it comes to precious metals. Silver, particularly, I'd say is aggressive. There's the bigger volatility in up and downward swings. So if you potentially stockpiled a bunch of silver while you're young with a little bit of gold, and then over time shifted that portfolio towards gold, you'd be shifting closer to a more stable asset as you get older. The exact percentages I'd say is up for you. You could have a stack like if you just had this, I'd say it would be incredibly heavy in gold, regardless of your age, I would probably say. But if you just had this, the idea would be that when silver performs really well, you would sell a little bit into gold. Or when it's on its downward trend, as gold maintains its value in the high position and silver drops, you would sell a little bit into silver and kind of work the ratios that way.
Red Jim says, yeah, he's a member, so he saw your members only video.
Oh, okay.
And he
Yeah.
said, yeah, the way that you did your percentages, that's actually the way I had started just naturally doing it. I'm a little wacky right now at the moment, but that is the way naturally that my mind went.
Yeah, so what I will say about that video, that's my goal. I'm probably closer to the opposite ratio than my goal ratio, but that is my goal. So, without spoiling too much, I'm probably going to be focusing on silver for the next like 2 years to get to that point. I might buy a couple gold here and there because I don't believe that it's beneficial at all to only be buying one precious metal at any given time. I have no idea if gold is going to be doubling in value in the next 2 years, so it makes no sense for me to not buy any gold for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to be a lot heavier in silver for the next couple years, probably for the rest of my life, and then using that silver to buy some gold. I regularly say that I dollar cost average into silver, a silver cost average into platinum and gold. When it comes to platinum and all of that ratio business, because I think it's so speculative, it's a very unique percentage. Um, I I mean, you see all of the platinum that I have. It was a few grams, I think 6 grams. I have 2/4 ounces and four 1/10 ounces, and that's all of it. Compare that to the gold you see there. You can see it's a very small percentage of my stack, but that's me, right? Um, I wouldn't suggest you follow what I'm doing. I would suggest that you look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Look at your holdings as the ratio, not just the gold to silver or the gold to platinum, platinum to silver ratios. Those are market numbers, those are prices. You should look at what you're holding.
AR Mintage, no, Mintage, I'm going to mispronounce that. 36 says, you were the one of the people that inspired me to start getting some silver and gold, so thank you.
Woo woo.
And he also said,
Thanks.
that's awesome. I honestly think they're trying to discourage us into buying metals. And discourage us from
From
buying.
buying metals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone's trying to discourage you from buying metals. If you just look at the history, right? Silver and gold was money from before Roman times, biblical times. Even Abraham bought land in 10 pounds of silver. It doesn't say if it's Troy pounds or avoirdupois pounds, but 10 pounds, I'm assuming Troy pounds. He bought acreage to bury his wife in silver, right? Later in ancient Roman times, you see silver circulating. Silver was the main form of payment for an average worker. The royalty had gold. We see that all the way throughout history, through the medieval times, through um, pirate times. They were looking for silver. Yes, of course, they dreamt about gold, but they were looking for silver. All the way till the beginning of America, the dollar was defined in silver and then calculated to be defined in gold. Then, oh my goodness, what are you doing?
Well, I was looking and I wanted to play with them and they all fell down. Humpty Dumpty.
Then continue into the starting of America. We have silver as the base of the currency. It started in 1837, 1873. It's literally called like thought of or nicknamed the crime of 1873. They severed the tie between the dollar and silver. That's when silver became the junk silver that it is today, 25 grams per dollar. It used to be a different amount per dollar. And it used to even before that have a different purity than 90%, which I have videos on that. I'm planning on doing more, but honestly those don't perform great, so that's why that is. But what we see is a sever from the dollar and silver, they went to the gold standard. That was 1873. Actually, the story, The Wizard of Oz, that book, the original book, was about the crime of 1873. It was about the sever from the dollar, everyone putting all their trust in solely in gold and greenbacks. If we see that, if we you read the actual book, The Wizard of Oz,
False.
OZ ounces, The Wizard of Oz.
We need to get the OG book.
We
of
do.
that.
But so The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy was originally wearing silver slippers.
Yeah.
She walked on the yellow brick road that took her to the greenhouse where this wizard was a fake head convincing everyone of lies.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not going to be demonetized from YouTube, so I'll stop right there. From hundreds of years ago, that was 150 years ago, we see that there's this push away from silver. There's a push away from taking silver away from the public, severing this tie from silver being money, right? So now what's happening today, 100 years later, 1964, they took silver away from the coinage, right? Silver and gold were still thought of as money. We were still on the gold standard as a country in America. We still paid international debts in gold. However, since 1933, it was illegal for Americans to own gold. We couldn't even hold our own gold coins. However, our government was using those gold coins to pay international debts through the dollar. The dollar was still defined in gold, but we couldn't have it. Then they took silver away, and then eventually, ultimately severed the gold standard. They took us out the gold standard in 1971. From there was no silver in circulation, and they started making these commemorative things, these 1 ounce pure products for investors exclusively, right? Not only that, but they tried to keep us away from this stuff, the 90%. They tried to keep us away from it as much as they could. The
Duke of Agidi is in the chat. What's up?
What's up?
So is Grand Theft Avocado.
They started with making it high premium. They wanted this to be such a super high demand. And yes, this used to be an extremely high premium, even more so than Eagles. Used to be that was the case. And people understood they're not making any more of this. So what happened recently? Well, if you look back just a couple months, there's no coincidence that there was an organized run up at a dramatic speed. That same run up had bottlenecks in refiners. Whoever was manipulating the price wanted to see at what point it would bottleneck and take advantage of that. We see at the same exact time premiums for this stuff, because there was a bottleneck in the refiner, dropped dramatically. They destroyed market sentiment for 90% silver. Even today, it hasn't recovered.
This is right. You're getting heated.
I'm almost done.
Oh, okay.
This is a whole point that I had.
Oh.
But in addition to that, at the same exact time, the government redefined silver as a rare earth critical metal. And within a week from that, the DoD signed a $2 million contract to produce a rare earth metal refinery, in which their documentation says that they are going to specialize in refining rare earth metals to greater than 995% purity, which is the base minimum purity to hold in an IRA account that would count as non capital gains tax, 995 pure, or American products. So 995 pure. And then they explicitly called out that the refiner will be capable of 3 nines fine and 4 nines fine. This is the DoD. I don't know why they would need bullion, but that's what they're planning on making. So all of that to say that they are planning on pushing even harder to put all of this stuff, first off, all of this, the 90%, they want you to dispose of it. They want you to drop it. They want to devalue this stuff. They want this sentiment for 90% silver out of the way. They want everyone buying bullion because they can make money off of it again, for one. And for two, they want you to put this in IRA accounts where you have no control of it. If this is in an IRA account, you cannot pull it out, you can't spend it without fees. The only way that you can liquidate uh, or that you can pull it out of an IRA is to liquidate it for the dollar. They want complete control of all of this. They want it out of our hands and they want to be controlling it. So, huge tangent for the one comment of it seems like they are trying to take it away from us. I completely agree. And if you just look at what has been happening over centuries, but also over the past couple decades and even more recently, this past couple months, it's blatantly obvious. That's my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
All right. Um. All right. Grand Theft Avocado said that, hey, I caught a live stream question. Nickel is actually worth more per pound than copper.
Yes.
So why do they make copper bars and not nickel bars?
They do make nickel bars.
More rants, please. Your rant is 100% on point.
They do make nickel bars. Actually, there is a website. I forget the company. It's not. I think it's Elementals, not Elemental. Elementals. They make a 1 ounce bar in every element that they can make 1 ounce in, or every element that is metal that they can make a bar out of.
Cool.
Yeah, it's actually super cool. They even sell like 1 ounce rhodium and 1 ounce.
Oh,
all this
Michelangelo
stuff.
needs to get some of those.
Some rhodium? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
rhodium.
Michelangelo. I didn't get my 1,000 ounce rhodium
He's
bars.
already said it.
Oh yeah,
He's already said
I
it.
couldn't get them on the show tonight. I'll get them soon. But they make all kinds of stuff. You should definitely go check them out. Other companies are also making nickel bars. The premium's high. That's the issue. But what I would suggest, if yeah, if you are looking into nickel bullion, 3/9 fine nickel, I would suggest go to Canadian coinage. Sounds odd, but Canada, when they went away from silver, 80% silver, to where when everyone else went to clad coinage, they did 3/9 fine nickel from 69 all the way to 2000.
Oh.
And then later they did nickel plated steel. So in 2000, I think I just learned this, but 1999 to 2001, they did both nickel and nickel plated steel, and there's a P mint mark, P meaning plated for nickel plated steel. So look into those. I have like maybe 2 or 3 ounces of those coins mixed in somewhere that I had to find, but
It's gonna be part of your world.
that was yeah. I have a I have a world coin series. I have bags of world coins. I'm making a short every day that I can, usually every day to every other day or so. I'm pulling out one world coin, researching it on Numista, talking about how I find the value of it, and going like flipping it up, all that stuff. But
Cam Barosso says the last year. Oh gosh, where'd it go? The last year of pure nickel Canadian nickels was 1981.
yes, that's the other thing. Nickels were pure nickel. I think when they started making their 5 cent nickels, which I think was 1920, was the 5 cent nickel. There's also the 5 cent silver before that. That was sterling silver. But when they started making the 5 cent nickels, they were pure nickel all the way until 1981. So that's also one. That one is actually less than, or the melt value is more than the face value, similar to the 90% coinage, where the face value on the other stuff, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins that are pure nickel, it still exceeds the melt value. So nickel's absolutely best case to do it. Other than that, the nickels, or other than that, the other other denominations are good. But here's another example. This was my world coin from today, 1 peso. This series from 1970 to 1983 was the only 1 peso that was copper nickel. Copper nickel is 75% copper, 25% nickel. It's also the alloy that our nickel is made out of. This has a melt value of 10 cents. And that's actually what they kind of sell for. Unless they're in good condition or a slightly rarer date, they go for the about 10 to I think the melt value was 9 grams, 13 cents. They sell for like 15 to 20 cents.
Was the silver nickel pre 1919?
The
Oh, it's
it would have been. I actually have one right here. Silver 5 cent coin. This one's 1910. I think it was definitely was pre 1919. I don't know if it was 1919 or 1920. North Star Stacking is confirming the silver Canadian nickel was before 1919. But I mean, this is a silver 5 cent piece, not really a silver nickel, right?
because he asked, and then
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, so I have this one from 1910, 5 cent silver. In Canada, before 1920, it was sterling silver, 92.5%. So that's what this is here.
Aaron Simpson said he just picked up a gold 1 peso today. Also, I have Wayne
A
Hurd.
gold 1 peso? Dude. Okay, so 1 pesos. Today or I guess not today. After the 1 peso, they went to the dos pesos, right? A 1 peso was this size before that, but they were 87.5% gold, if I remember correctly. So they were a little bit bigger. I think the same amount of gold, but half the denomination. So you could see the inflation over time in Mexico.
Okay, Wayne Hurd, now that we're on a gold conversation, he's asked a handful of times, and not that I have ignored you, but we haven't got to your question. So he was asking, do you sell the gold 1/100th or 1/200th of coins at your shop in gold? It's a great
When
way
we
to
get
get
them in,
gold.
yeah, when we get them in, we sell them. Absolutely. So coins like that are very hard to I actually have some. Coins like that are very hard to figure out the premium, right? Unfortunately, our wholesaler only pays a certain rate, the same rate for all 4 nines fine products. So if we can't sell this to the public, we just have to buy it at our standard 4 nines fine rate, which right now is 96% of spot. Um, that's what we pay for these, and 1 grams, and anything else that comes in that's 4 nines fine. So unless it's a specific series like gold maples, those have a higher demand. So those you'd be able to pay better because it also our wholesaler pays better. Um, this is the 1/200th ounce, and this is a 1/100th ounce. Um,
Yeah. He was saying
this
like start with this of, buying gold because it's in
well,
smaller.
yeah. My point though is that uh, you might want to talk to your shop about what they buy it at versus what they're selling it at to create a premium and spread that actually makes sense for you and your stacking journey, right? This 1/200th of an ounce today would have a melt value or a spot value of about $23, right? 21 dollars or so. Um, when I bought it, this is about half of an ounce of silver, so it's even less than that now, right? So these might be a good option when it comes to silver, but they may even have a similar spread to silver or possibly even worse than silver. So consider that when going into these types of products. The spread is just as important as any other product. Yeah.
Yep. Aaron said that he saw it in person, his the 1 peso, and yeah, he said it's 87.5.
Yeah.
He said he saw it in person, he's never seen one before, so he was not leaving it behind.
Yeah, my shop actually it came on the live I think 2 weeks ago. My boss had messaged me about an it was an 8 Escudos
Oh yeah.
from that time period. It was 875 gold. It was graded genuine with a scratch. So it was disappointing, but we ended up selling it for pretty close to the gold value. It wasn't something I was able to jump on, but oh man, that was a beautiful coin. Beautiful coin. I love the old Mexican coins. And actually I have some we're talking about 1 pesos. I got a silver 1 peso. Oh no, this is 8 reales. Dang.
Eight
8 reales.
reals.
A little bit older. Eventually, I'll get a 1 peso.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Grand Theft Avocado says, "What is the weirdest thing people stack? I used to stack packets of Chick-fil-A sauce when I moved to Connecticut from South Carolina when there were no Chick-fil-A restaurants in the state. I actually bartered in Chick-fil-A sauce packets."
That is so cool.
That
That's really cool.
That's
Um,
amazing.
I never really stacked much when it came to like preparedness before this. Um, when I was a kid, I collected Pokemon cards and stuff. Wish I kept them, but ended up selling them at a garage sale for like $10 a binder,
Yeah.
and probably went and bought some candy bar with it. Um, uh, before before silver and gold, the only thing I really stacked was debt. uh,
That is we're not in debt like that
no, we're
much
not in debt.
debt.
We're yeah, we're good now. But it's just funny.
That is
Let's see. Stack. What else did we?
We stacked a lot of cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers. Bought a
Yeah.
lot of cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers,
That's not really
pizza.
stacking it. That's not
Yeah, stacking it onto our bodies.
true. Yeah.
At least mine.
I'm trying to think of anything else that we could have.
I would say that we were more in like preparedness mode of like being off grid.
Yeah, we lived in an RV for some time and had solar panels and extra. We did have some extra gas
We had extra
and
gas.
a generator, so we probably stacked
And like we had a shower.
electrical generation.
We also had like an
And
outside shower.
yeah, we had outside tent shower with a propane water heater,
Yeah.
and we lived in natural forest for some time. So we stacked. Not, I wouldn't say that
Experiences.
experiences. Yeah, shortly after that, we were homeless and
Yeah.
utilized all that because we needed to, differently than because we wanted to.
True.
But yeah, definitely stacked experience.
Yes. Armentage says, "Stop eating fast food and started making my own food and lost 85 pounds."
Oh,
Oh, dude,
congratulations!
let's
That's
go.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We also make, I mean, at least I make a lot of food from scratch. Like I mill my own
You're
flour.
trying to say I don't ever make food?
No, you actually made dinner tonight.
I know.
That's what I was gonna get to. Of
Oh,
like
okay.
most of the time I'm making 3 meals a day.
That's true. That's accurate.
But you come in and you made steaks tonight.
Yeah, I cooked steak tonight. It was
Yeah, it
really
was
good.
delicious.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I wanted them a little more rare. They were well done, but it still tasted delicious.
The girls were like, "Where's the red?" They like it bloody.
They like
They're
it.
like, "I want it
They
as
like it rare, not even medium rare, like
Yeah.
rare. They want it rare. If we defrosted it and handed it to them, they probably would try to eat it.
They're like, "Oh, this is good." We're definitely big meat eaters. All right. Cindy said, "When I was a kid in the 1950s, occasionally my dad would give us a Walking Liberty coin. I always would get excited to get it, but for some reason I remember being a dollar, not the half dollar."
In the 50s, no, it definitely would have been the half dollar. Um, are you sure it wasn't Morgan dollars? Can you grab my stack right there that's on by the computer? So there were silver dollars. Those circulated in the before 1930s, but they would have been still in circulation at the time. This is a peace dollar that was from the 20s and 30s.
So she
And then,
got hit by
oh yeah,
she got whacked.
she got whacked a little too hard. She was not. Never mind. Um, this is a Morgan dollar. This was before 1920s and as far back as 1870s. So could have been these that you were getting, or
She says it's possible. A few people were like, "Well, could you imagine if it was a Liberty seeded dollars or Morgan or Peace dollar?" Is probably what it is. And then Cindy says it's possible. However, I do remember the Walking Liberty. It was also so shiny and pretty.
oh yeah, I'm sure these in the 50s were just in amazing condition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michelangelo says in
but
1986, the Walking Liberty was enhanced through the American Silver Eagle.
yeah, so these are American Silver Eagles. It's got the Walking Liberty design. They're larger and they do say $1 on them, if that's what you're remembering, but it wouldn't have been the 50s. So that's why I didn't immediately go to that. But again, that's a Walking Liberty, would have been extremely shiny because that's how they're kept. Different reverse. Where did this one go? So this is the reverse of the actual half dollar. Not sure which one you remember the most of, but um, either way, if you have a tie to this, I could imagine you putting together a full set. I mean, I like the idea of, so this is a 1942. You could even do like 50 years prior, or actually, is that what this is? 2012, and no, this would be 70 years. Okay. Um, and I guess 92. Yeah, this would be paired with a 92 to make it a 50-year set.
Yeah.
Or you could even get, they started making these 1916. So you could do a 1916 Eagle or a 2016 Eagle and a 1916 Walking Liberty and do a full set. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the fun part about collecting is you could do it any way you want. And as long as
So definitely the 1950s because I was still a child. Maybe it just seems like a dollar because you could get a lot more 50 cents than you could later.
probably,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, if you think about this, what's the melt value today, even of what's silver right now is like 67.
Yeah. Let me see.
We'll just call it $67.
67.
$1.40 is an ounce, so I always divide by 14 to find a dime, and then times 10 to find the half dollar. It's worth $23. And the whole idea is that this half dollar would buy similar to what it used to buy back in the day when it circulated. So, I mean, if you can imagine what was worth 50 cents or what cost 50 cents back then, we could probably be pretty close to this value. Something I have noticed is that whatever the general wholesalers or shops are paying for this more accurately reflects that exchange, right? So my shop is paying 70%. So if we just times 0.7, $16 might be more accurate to what 15 cent or 50 cents would have paid. But most likely somewhere in between there, probably $20
I immediately.
to 50 cents before.
Yeah, that sounds.
$20 milkshake? That's what you're thinking of?
No, I wasn't.
That better be a good milkshake.
$20 milkshake. I was just thinking, like, dang, 50-cent
That's
milkshake.
honestly, I immediately went to like an old diner burger place.
Oh,
Honestly, anytime I think about spending these coins in the 40s and 50s, I just think of like an OG McDonald's or a diner where they got that real thick milkshake,
flattening.
some greasy burger, but it's real beef, some nice American cheese that back when it was actual cheese,
Cheese and not just.
some fries cooked in beef tallow instead of vegetable oil.
Bro.
And
My mouth is
back when food was actually edible
yeah.
and money was real, there's kind of a correlation there, guys.
Weird. Okay, so our mintage says 10-cent burgers when my dad was a kid.
10-cent burgers. Well, a dime's worth. What did I just say? It was 67 divided by 14. Yeah, about $5 for a burger today.
Ish, yeah.
Yeah, go out to
Good.
fast food, you'd be spending $5. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Philip Dukes has a question comment situation.
Question comment. Go.
Morgan collector here. I buy for melt value only, and my thinking is that there is always a collector value. Only have bought for weight. Have a ton of pre-21s though. Heard of a similar strategy? Question mark.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're buying it for spot price, which is what my shop currently sells Morgans at, is spot price, unless it's a key date or a conditional rarity. If it's something we can look up, quantify, and explain to our wholesaler and get their offer, we do 97% of that. But um, with the bulk common date Morgans, they're at today's market, they're treated as junk silver, effectively. Um, there are a lot more conditional rarities and a lot more key dates, so it's a lot more common to find one with more of that rare numismatic value than it is for you to find one of similar numismatic value within a junk silver stack. So, that being said, I like your idea. I mean, if you can pick it up at spot and hold it until that numismatic value returns, then that's a good strategy. It's almost like buying it at its low point and selling it when it's high, right? That's the goal overall. But you're adding the layer of the fact that the numismatic value is low, along with the silver being high, the numismatic value dropped because of the sentiment towards 90%. If you really do believe that the numismatic value will come back, then that's a good play. However, it is possible that the refining situation could get even worse, and your offer on these would be even worse. Just earlier, I explained that my shop buys 90% silver at 70% of the melt value. And since these are being treated the same, we pay the same for these, other than the fact of if it's a conditional rarity or um, a scarce rarity. So that's also something you have to consider is what the buyback spread is going to look like. Now, comparing these and how they're going to perform to generics entirely depends on when you sell it, what the market's going to be doing for these. That has a lot more variability than what the market's going to be doing for silver, for generic silver. I just pointed this because it's the only silver I have on the table that's not government minted. Just because I made this myself. But generic silver has a close performance to the spot price, where this is going to have a performance tied to the spot price, but in addition, is going to have that numismatic performance. And right now, the numismatic performance is incredibly low. So,
Eli from South Carolina is in the chat. What's up?
what up? What up?
Grand Theft Avocados in North Carolina. What's
Dang,
up?
y'all are real close to each other. I actually lived in North Carolina for 2 years and South Carolina for 2 years. So
Yeah.
we did our time.
We did. I love me.
Oh, so Carolinas were great. Carolinas, one of our favorite places. Yeah. We lived by Raleigh, actually Holly Springs, in North Carolina back when there was like nothing there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I heard that they've grown a lot in Holly Springs.
And then we lived in Sanford, North
and
Carolina.
Sanford for some time in North Carolina. Then we moved to just outside of Charleston, South Carolina, in Goose Creek. With as a military town there, so the military had
right next to Holly Springs. Yo, are you?
Hey.
Hold on, are you in Fuquay?
Fuquay. What was
Fuquay Verena, bro?
We gotta say that. Gotta say it correctly. Fuquay Verena.
Or are you in? Actually, you know what? That's a personal question. Never mind. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't gotta answer that.
I loved going to Fuquay Verena and saying that as many times
wrong as possible.
This is before we had children. Oh, north of Holly Springs. Oh, not Cary. Yeah, don't want to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Apex. Yep. I was just gonna say that. Nice. Okay. Greensboro. Oh wait. Greensboro, BC. Okay, well, that's Canadian. And then North Carolina. Now Oh, okay, Greensville, South Carolina. Nice. Yeah, we have some friends that are from there.
We stayed in
Greensboro, North Carolina. Yeah.
We stayed in an Airbnb passing through Greensboro.
Yeah, we like that
a
place.
couple nights. Yeah. I have a vivid memory of playing Yahtzee in that Airbnb.
Yeah,
that's my memory of Greensboro is Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. We were passing through and we needed a place to sleep, and that was the Airbnb.
And the Airbnb had Yahtzee, and we had a really good old evening with the family. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
So fond memories of Greensboro that has nothing to do with Greensboro.
That's okay. Okay.
All right, back to some medals.
Okay, Southern Haven says, I remember trying to figure out how I could afford to buy a 1979 Trans Am at $3 per hour.
1979.
This was like...
Oh, like a train ticket?
No. Trans Am is a car.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
$5,900. Oh, golly.
At $3 an hour?
Well, he was getting paid that. Like, that was... Because before, another comment... Oh my gosh, get yourself together.
The light is not stable. There we go.
So, what's this last name?
Soderquist.
Okay.
I think so.
Bill Soderquist. He said
Soderquist. Sorry, I'm not trying not to make fun of your name, but it's a fun one.
It's a fun one, and I just make weird noises and I say weird things certain weird ways. Anyways, Bill said dollar has lost a lot of value. My first job in 1979 was a union job. Okay, so Southern Haven was talking about this reference.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a union job, and he got paid $2.90 an hour, and it felt like he was rich.
Dang.
Okay, so that's what
Got that money.
Yeah, he was like, boop.
Well, I mean, even look at the minimum wage when silver was in our currency was $1.25. It was 5 quarters.
Dread Jim's got to go to bed. Have a blessed night. See you next
Good night, good night. So, let's see. 5 quarters. Let's figure out.
Oh, because Eli says he thinks that a 1979 minimum wage was $1.90.
That would have been a dime times 2.5
I mean,
is
even
1 quarter
server wage now
times 5. 5 quarters right now is $60. So that's what people were getting paid. If the idea is consistent that silver maintains its purchasing power, people were effectively getting paid $60 an hour as compared to today's money. If you believe that we're on track with that calculation. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, so you were rich back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting 290. Dang, baller.
Baller when it's equivalent to $60 an hour, and that's very rare.
Very rare these days to get $60 an hour.
Yeah. Bill's like, see, we were rich kids back then. All right, let's see. We got a little off topic.
Was there any questions that we missed?
Yeah.
Shoot them back out. Any questions y'all have?
Sometimes. Well, the kids are in the other room. My dad's like, hey, can you restart the movie for the 3rd time? Because now I get to sit down and watch it.
Oh, gosh.
And so, hey, could you help me with the dishwasher? I'm like, oh my, okay.
Is there any medals y'all want to see? Any
Well, do you have any questions or comments or topics that you wanted to talk about, Joseph?
I didn't necessarily
Because we're at
have a
8:22.
picked topic.
Okay. Are you wanting to go to like 9:15 tonight?
We can do 9:15.
Yeah.
9:15 tonight. We'll do that.
It says, are you thinking about playing with the gold to silver ratio at the prices the way they are now? Meaning trading in some silver for some gold.
So, I recently
Platinum.
I
Platinum question mark?
I recently kind of refined my idea for my gold to silver ratio holdings, and I realized I'm very heavy in gold as per my goal. And I won't share that specific goal because I did share it exclusively to my members on a members only video. So because of that, I'm probably going to be mostly just buying at the moment, probably not trading much, just buying silver and buying gold. So that way I'm going to be less heavy in gold because I was heavy in silver and I overdid the trading is really what it comes down to. Um, so I'm probably going to be uh, just buying, probably not trading much. I might trade if a coin that I just absolutely love and want comes into the shop and is available to me. I might trade for that. You asked about platinum. I do have some platinum. I think
Well, he was saying about the gold to silver ratio with platinum.
yeah. I think if I was to trade for any platinum group metal, I would trade for palladium. I really want a palladium eagle, but that's more collecting than it is stacking, so I wouldn't even consider that a trade in my stack, if that makes sense. Vintage silver, that's a good question. So,
and there was another question before.
oh,
Did you make a decision on whether you were going to do a coin roll hunting on the channel?
so based on the views that I got and the time it took me and my finds. So I'll just share my schedule with you guys real quick. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning and I make content until about 7 to 8 o'clock. That's that time allotment. You're seeing the fruit of that labor, right? That's 10 to 15 minute videos takes me that long. If I was to take that long of time just to shoot myself or video myself going through, I was just words are hard sometimes. Record myself going through roles and then briefly look over it. I believe that would not be a high quality video. I'd go through about half a box. stream it all together, unedited, mostly, no talking.
There's just no views.
And then there's no views to it. So it, for example, most of my videos right now, I get paid by YouTube. Most of my videos are earning somewhere around $10 to $15 total.
Yeah.
Right? Eat per video. So I do one each day. I spend those hours making the videos. And if I was to do that go through a box of dimes and not find anything, or go through a box of half dollars, maybe find something, um, and then the views aren't there to the point that maybe I'm only getting $1 or $2 for that video, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm slowly going through these boxes just on my own, not recording it, not sitting down, go through a whole box. I'm doing a roll here and there when I feel like it. And if I find anything, I'm planning on sharing, but I haven't found anything yet. So that's really where I am with the coin roll hunting. I just got this new folder I could share with you guys. I had a national park folder, but it was only one per design. So I got this new one that is two, both Philadelphia and
Is that
Denver.
the kids for Mother's Day?
Yeah,
Oh.
I picked this up for myself after buying my wife some jewelry at James Avery.
Do you want to see
Hobby
it?
Lobby's right next to it. Yeah, this is my wife's ring I got her, 14 karat gold.
I was hiding my other one because it's
It's not that
exactly
one, it's
this.
this one. But yeah, that was her Mother's Day gift. I picked up this at the same time. So I am filling out this album, but I don't think anyone wants to see content of, oh, I found this. Boop, there we go. Like it's not that exciting. So unfortunately with the coin roll hunting stuff, it's always I found this error, I found this silver, and it takes a lot of searching to find those. Those coin roll hunting channels, that's exclusively what they do. They're not filming any other content. They're going through a box a day, 2 boxes a day type stuff, and they might put out a video a week. So I think it's just a different flow for my channel, and it might not really work out well. I could, take two full allotments of time for my video, 2 days worth of time to go through an entire box to, if I find something, be able to show you guys. And it just doesn't seem time effective.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers the question. But
Okay, and then your the vintage question. Vintage silver. Oh wait, blah, 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 blah. What are your thoughts on stacking vintage silver? And then someone said vintage silver is good because that's the kind of silver they don't want you to have.
yes, yeah. So for those that are unfamiliar, I would define vintage silver as the silver bullion, so pure stuff. Actually, I have one right here. This one's not dated, but I know that this is a vintage silver round. Silver bullion, so pure silver, generic silver, that was minted between 1964, and the reason I call it that is because that's when America took silver out of the money, between 1964 and around the 1980s. Specifically, I'd say 1968 or 1986, with some exceptions. Um, the reason I call it that is it's basically the gap of time there was no silver in America. So the end of 90% to the start of Eagles. What happened to a lot of companies is that, like, if you look at Engelhard or Johnson Matthey, those companies went under. I think specifically the case of Engelhard, they went under and went out of business, bankrupt, because the demand for Eagles took away all of their demand for their silver.
Sovereign and Species have
So,
joined the check.
what's up, y'all? If you don't follow Sovereign and Species, check them out.
Go give that homie a follow.
Check them out.
Or
I've been
subscribe. Yeah, subscribe.
a follow. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
subscribe is the word.
Subscribe is the word here.
So vintage silver is kind of this it's generic silver, but it's also like has its own it's usually more high relief. Yeah,
They're so cool. I like
very
the
cool
Engelharts.
designs. I like the Engelharts. Oh, Johnson Matthey. I don't have any Johnson Matthey.
I
I
just
have
put fingernail polish remover, and I'm not touching any of that. I forgot that I
think that's.
needed to do that tonight.
Oh, what the heck?
It's missing. Just kidding. It's not. Joseph just misplaced thoughts. He's pondering of where you put
here
that.
it is. Here it is. I was looking in the wrong box.
Ew.
These are Engelhard Prospectors.
Oh, I do like those. That reminds me of my cousin.
So what's cool, yeah, because her cousin is a prospector. He like gold mines and
Yeah, he like legit has.
he
Was it
has like
claim?
a claim. Yeah,
Claim?
he has a claim and he goes to his property and he like pans for gold and
Yeah.
he finds nuggets and stuff.
Dude,
He also wears a Saint Gaudens around his neck, which is just baller.
yeah.
But yeah, so 1985. So that kind of falls in where I said specific cases. This series went all the way to 87 and then it stopped, right? So I'd still consider the 87 a vintage round. Um, these are just beautiful coins. There was something different about the silver back then, right? This is 85, probably handled, probably not stored great. And even this case, I'm not sure what date this was. Probably sometime in the 70s is most of the dates I see on the scales ones. Um, it still has full luster, guys. A lot of the like 80s and 90s Eagles are like just they look horrible. There's no luster, there's no high relief. Even though the 86 and 87 did have a higher relief in most cases than today's bullion, um, this silver seems to hold up a lot better. I don't know what it is about it. It looks great. It it's fantastic. What I would say about it
What you gonna say about it?
is that
Tell us.
these typically don't hold much premium in the secondary market. So like my shop buys these and sells these as generic silver. I could probably sell it online for a little bit more, but that's all of the work that is outside of like quick fast liquidity type stuff that is going to a coin shop, right? So I could probably list these for a little bit more premium and get the premium out of it, but then I gotta mail it. I gotta do the work that is involved with selling something that is the entire reason coin shops exist, right? So if your exit plan is to go to a coin shop, treat these the same as generics if it is purely the investment. But if you had a choice between vintage or regular,
weekend.
what's up? What's up? If you had a choice between um, vintage and regular generic, I'd choose vintage. I found that a lot of my generic is actually vintage stuff just because I can pay the same for it, right?
It just has more history and cool value to it, like nerd value.
Nerd value.
Nerd.
Yeah, so that's vintage silver in a nutshell. I really like vintage silver. Um, I wouldn't pay much more money for it than regular generic silver, just because my exit strategy is that um, of a coin shop, right? I plan on really my total exit strategy is to give it to my children, and I hope that I can teach them well enough to add to the stack and teach them to teach their children to add to the stack, and it can grow into mostly I want to open a family trust and a family bank and be able to take loans against this stuff, or sell it to family members as loans in itself and kind of work a system like that is my ultimate end goal. But if I'm ever in need of cash um, before that, then the game plan is to sell it at the coin shop.
Kenzo's got some vintage prospectors. They're so cool. All right, Cindy would like to know, do you think diversification and stacking is the best route to take, even for bartering?
Oh, yes. Yeah. You never know what someone's going to want,
Yeah.
right? Perfect example is let's say this is actually, did you grab me out of that black box, a 10-ounce bar?
Oh, this black box?
Yeah. Perfect example here. Sorry, orange one. All the way on the inside.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, I'm not seeing that over there.
Is that the shiny one? Other one behind it.
Here, we can't
Yeah.
be showing our face.
I've got this one that is literally a mirror, and I had to stop showing it on my videos.
Put it in the background, setting
If I
up.
if I just do that to it, it's my face.
Like, excuse me.
Okay, so also vintage round. or vintage silver right here.
Let
This
me
is
just-
Sunshine Mining. Sunshine Mining. Hold on. Let me
This one's
see that.
Sunshine Minting.
Sunshine.
Face.
Where is it? Sunshine Minting. They switched from Sunshine Mining to Sunshine Minting in like near the 90s, right? So you see, I used to have the date. That's a 84, and I just think this is so cool. Such a cool piece of history in silver. Look into Sunshine Mining versus Sunshine Minting. Cool thing there. But well, my point was, let's say you're bartering. Right now, this has a spot value of $670, right? So I guess it might not be as perfect as an example when the gold to silver ratio is a little bit different, but let's say you were trying to make a trade of near $500 and you don't know which one they're going to want, right? They might want gold. They might exclusively want to trade with gold. They might want the gold backs, the fractional gold, the tiny gold coins instead of silver. Might not like silver at all. Right. I guess maybe is this a more accurate today? About $400, a little 450. This is more accurate today. But so um this is where it becomes difficult to choose exactly what you're going to be able to barter with. In addition to that, you don't know if they want pure gold or American gold. You're not going to know if they want, maybe they don't want anything with any ruling body on it at all. They won't accept anything with a queen. Maybe they don't like anything with dragons.
Oh, well, that's also a lizard.
Maybe
we're just picky and we want it a certain way because.
Well, the thing is, if you're trading with someone, what am I looking for? Here we go. This is a 10 franc, right? This is 90% gold. This is 22 karat. Who knows what that person you're trying to trade with is going to want? And that was the entire thing with money, is that this was denominated and it was given gold value for the gold value. It was a face value on this coin um was 10 francs. Whatever 10 francs should buy, this coin could buy. This now has become separated from value because everyone thinks in the dollars. They think, what is the dollar equivalent to this? If you're bartering with it, it's going to be, how much is this coin worth? What do we trade for? Right? But yeah, but if we try to step aside from the dollar, chickens to gold is quite a wild equation. But silver to gold makes a lot more sense. Or sorry, chickens to silver makes a lot more sense. What I would say is gold is for setting up your life, buying land, a house, a car, large animals, horses, cows, um, setting up your life, buying a solar system so that you don't have to rely on um, the power grid, buying a generator. I know generators today are like, a couple $100, but in a time where there's no power grid, it's going to be about this much for a generator, right? So what silver is for, especially the 1 ounce size, is for the everyday life stuff. 1 ounce of silver, since I started stacking and even today, pays for one meal for my family of four. When I started buying silver, it was $24.85 an ounce. My first time I ever bought. The premium on it for an eagle was $9 over spot, which sounds similar to today. However, it was $24 spot, so that's almost 50%. That's like a 35% premium for an eagle. So premiums are not high today by any means. But anyway, $35 would have, or I guess $9 premium, $33 would have bought a, a meal for my family of four. Yeah.
100%.
But today, that meal for a family of four is like $75, which look at spot price right now.
Well, true.
It tracks.
It tracks.
Right? So to me, this is 1 ounce is always a meal for my family.
Like we getting like if we're each getting a coffee or the girls are getting a lemonade,
Right,
like
like if we a comfortable meal.
comfortable
A
meal,
comfortable meal.
which is wild. We used to not be a drink family.
Yeah, we used to go out to eat and no one got drinks because drinks like double your price at the start.
Here he
If
is.
y'all haven't figured that out, half of what you're paying for when you got to eat is a drink.
Yeah, drinks are like $3.50.
Yeah.
Always ask for a to-go cup. Get a to-go drink. That's actually a Southern thing, though.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So
California didn't do much to
California
go
is like
drink. Anyway, but so yeah, water. um this is so what I was saying is gold is for setting up your life.
Southern people wants to know who's the one that snaps the chicken's neck.
See, so I do that, but my kids watch, like they want to see
They
it.
wanna
They
see
want to be around it. They want to watch all of the entire process. So soon they'll be doing it.
Yeah, they love watching the quails.
Oh yeah, I'd take the quail, they're about this size. Just kitchen scissors. Shook, it's done. And then you actually cut it and just skin it. And they watched the entire process. They loved it. They saw all of it. They
You
were
look
about it.
goes because they got the
They would
like
take the head and like puppet with it.
yeah.
But that's anyway.
And
But yeah, so what I was saying is this is to set up your life. House, car, power, large animals. This, especially in the 1 ounce size, is for the daily purchases. Food, gasoline, clothing. What else would be daily, like regular amounts of stuff?
gas, grocery
Gasoline,
store.
groceries, yeah, food, gas, like the daily consumables. This, where it starts to become this middle ground, could be either, right? This and these, right? And even the quarter ounce stuff. This is where you don't quite know. You're going to be buying food in bulk or food and gas and clothes in one transaction. That's this stuff, right? So you don't, I wouldn't say you necessarily want to have a whole lot of these, maybe not a whole lot of 10 ounce bars. They're good for stacking in the current movement and the current environment.
Mhm.
Stack up 10 ounce bars. They're very efficient. They take up less space. This is 20 ounces. This is 20 ounces, right? The space it takes up is significantly less. So there's some um, sense to be had with 10 ounce bars. In bartering, I feel like less so. Um, but when it comes to an ounce of gold, you should have a couple to flee, buy a home, buy some land, buy some horses to get around, or a car, right? Um, but
Well,
you should
speaking
have
of
more
gold,
of.
WWBD5YH asked, "What are your thoughts on fractional 1 gram gold bars?"
I think if the premium and spread makes sense to you, go for it. I have some 1 gram gold bars. My shop right now sells them at $25 over spot. So I think spot right now is like 138. So let's call it 140 for easy math. Be 165 for a gram. Multiply that out by 31 ounces, 31 grams. Let's see, 25 times 31.1. That's $777 over the spot price. If we divide that by just doing, averaging math, 4,300, it's 18% premium. Okay, that's actually not that bad. And the reason I'm saying that's not that bad is let's say we just compare it to a Canadian maple. Right now, the Canadian maple at my shop is $6 over. We divide that by the spot price. That's about 8% premium. But if we look at like a 1 ounce that might be $12 over, like the American Eagle is at my shop right now, that is a 17% premium. The example I shared a second ago, where I was paying a $9 premium for 24.85 spot, is a 36% premium. So that is where premiums used to be. If you buy one of these online, the premium is going to be a lot higher than that 17% I just said. So
You just said something about Costco sells 50 gram and 100 gram packs. You get a 4% discount. Oh, you get the 4% discount.
yeah, okay. So the 4% discount at Costco is if you have a Costco membership and you buy something from Costco, no matter what it is, you get a 4% kickback in a form of a check every year.
Yeah.
In addition to that, if you use a credit card, you could get points and rewards on that credit card that can be cashed out monthly. So you'll actually end up getting cash back that can get even more of a discount. I know people personally that wait for. The other thing is that Costco buys them weekly, so I think they get a shipment on a Saturday, and they price based on the closed market. Then by the end of the week, depending on where gold went, you could end up um, buying the gold at spot or somewhere around spot, closer to spot, let's say. With your credit card, you get that immediate kickback on points. And then, depending on how close to spot it was, you could take that and immediately go sell it for a few percent under spot, get all the money back, send that money back to your credit card. With the points, you end up making some money and you get the kickback at the end of the year. I know a lot of people that are obsessed with buying at Costco every single week and they try to find out if they can get the good deals and do all that stuff. So that is a strategy. Some people are doing it and they use their annual kickback from Costco to then buy gold.
Yeah.
So that's how they add to the stack.
Just go to bed. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Go to church, everybody.
Yes, definitely.
We will see you next week.
Go to church in the morning.
Yes. Michelangelo says that silver costs the same as cannabis. That tracks.
Interesting.
That tracks.
Does it? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like that tracks. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. That's nothing we've, or at least I've never experienced what the price of that is. I have no idea.
No.
Anyway, we're just gonna move on from that conversation.
Michelangelo knows, but he has silver.
If you're interested, hit up Michelangelo. I'm just kidding. He's got silver.
He's got knowledge. He's got knowledge about that. Not.
We have no idea if he actually has any of either.
Well, he said, yeah. Use e-checks. Yeah. We're just laughing. And I'm also in the chat. Anyways.
Anyway.
All right. We got like 10, 15 more minutes. So we got one more question.
Another question, possible rant.
A possible rant for sure.
Any questions we missed?
Michelangelo, he says it's legal. He's got a card. He's
okay.
Good. Okay.
Good to know. It is not legal in Texas. So that's why we might have to cover ourselves.
And we just don't partake in those things.
Yeah.
But do you, boo-boo? Okay. We got 37 people in the chat.
What's up, 37 people? Let me know what you want to talk about. Even if it's just shout out a topic, I could probably roll with that. Or a specific question. If I missed any questions, now's your chance. We got time for one more topic. Yeah. If not, I might just decide something. Ooh. I might just decide we might talk about something. I don't know.
Okay.
Give it a couple more seconds.
What I would.
Do you have a question?
I don't have a question. I'd like to hear the a story from the shop this week.
A story from the shop this week. Are you wanting me to share a specific story that you know of?
No, you get to pick, but you have constant customers coming in and things that happen.
Well, I could talk about the most exciting thing that happened.
Wait, which one?
Was someone came in with a whole lot of gold.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of exciting, but it's kind of just they did it, we did it, it was done. It's kind of a boring story. But someone did come in with 50 ounces of gold.
Yeah, that's wild.
So 50 ounces of gold, it was Canadian maples. It used to be that 50 ounces of gold or 50 ounces of Canadian maples used to require a 1099B form, but it no longer does. If anyone are not familiar with the 1099B requirements, that is, they're actually only required. Me as an employee or as a coin shop is only required to fill out a 1099B form if it would satisfy a futures delivery product or futures delivery contract, futures contract delivery. Jeez.
That was hard.
Well, the words are very specific.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
A futures contract delivery. Right now, a futures contract calls for 100 ounces of gold exclusively in bar form. It can only be 100 ounces of gold in a 100 ounce bar or in 3 1 kilo bars. If someone was to sell 2 kilo bars, it does not require that. If someone was to sell 100 ounces of gold that is not in those kilo bars, it would not require that form. It has to satisfy it in both form and weight. So any way that you could sell, I didn't send it to you.
You
I
said
did not.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I posted it though.
Oh.
I posted a poll actually discussing this exact topic. Would this transaction require a 1099? And I got like a lot of people saying yes, but it was wrong. It was no, it did not require a 1099 form. I shared a picture of those 50 ounces of Canadian maples. So if that's something you want to see, go to that post, that poll, and get you some education on that. You can go directly to the IRS website and look up the 1099B instruction, and that's what I'm pulling information from.
So Michelangelo wants to know a handful of things about the shop. Does anyone make a fool of themselves at the shop?
Oh, yes.
And has anyone tried to steal anything from your shop before?
It has happened.
Yeah.
So, quick stories. People making a fool of themselves. Someone came in with boxes of pennies after me personally, bought copper pennies from them. They took that money from the copper pennies, went to the bank, bought boxes, just regular circulated boxes of pennies, expecting me to pay 4 cents a penny for those boxes. They thought they were just going to do a quick get rich quick scheme on me, and thought they could just go to the bank and pull out regular money and sell it to me at 4 times face value. Yes, people absolutely are making a fool of themselves.
Okay, Catcom wants to know if it's true in all states about the 1099.
That is federal requirement. Yeah, federal level. But don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
Read the 1099B instruction. I also have it in video about the 1099B instructions. I pull up the instructions, highlight the words, read it to you guys. It's a trail. They make it very confusing. So what it actually says is there's some commission, the CTFC, can't remember what it's called, or the actual what the abbreviation means. That is the organization that regulates the futures contracts. The actual 1099B says that it has to be the correct form and weight to satisfy a futures contract regulated by that company, commission, whatever it's called. If you go to that website of that organization, they do not say what it is that defines a futures contract. What they say is that they have 4 days to approve a contract that is put out by any exchange. So then you go to the CME Group, which is the largest exchange in America. Oh, did I never even plug in my phone? Jeez, about to die over here. Once you get to the CME, you can actually see the breakdown of what futures contracts are of what will satisfy the delivery of a futures contract. And in gold, it is 3 1 kilo bars, 3 1 kilo bars of gold, or 100 ounce bar of gold. In silver, it is 5 1,000 ounce bars.
Holy.
That's it. In addition to that, those 1,000 ounce bars have to be made from a list of private mints that is published with the same documentation. If it is a 1,000 ounce, if it is 5 1,000 ounce bars that is not made by one of those companies, it still cannot be approved for a futures delivery, therefore no 1099B. So the requirements for a 1099B has now become way more exclusive. Immediately there's going to be a rebuttal for what about the 8,300 because there's a $10,000 limit. The $10,000 limit is only for people doing business, or it is, I was reading it today. A person who is doing business with precious metals, receiving $10,000. Doing business in precious metals means that they're a certified business or certified precious metals dealer to do business. You cannot do business in precious metals without being a certified precious metals dealer. So certified precious metals dealers, when they receive $10,000 cash, an 8300 form is required. In no other circumstance is an 8300 required. Also, it is only if you receive $10,000 in cash, which is paper money. $10,000 in a wire or ACH, Zelle, or anything otherwise is not reported via the coin shop. Those transactions are reported through the bank, so it does not require that form.
All right. Done with that
Okay,
rant.
done with that rant. We'll see if there's any responses to what I was saying.
Tony said in Florida, any sale over 10,000 in gold must be reported to the IRS.
Not true.
With the customer info on it. Did that change?
The 8300 was never that way.
Okay. Oh, did you want to say any shop? Oh, I will say the cool shop story was that diary that came in.
Oh, okay.
We have pictures of
So this week we had someone, they came into the shop, they acquired a few handfuls of gold jewelry and some coins. They wanted to liquidate it. The way they acquired it, their grandmother was a caretaker for a neighbor. This neighbor had no friends and family, so since the grandmother was a caretaker, when the neighbor passed, he passed on all of his assets to the grandmother. The grandmother just passed and separated everything. Part of this assets getting passed down was the collection of this older man who was her neighbor that she took care of as a caregiver. Something that was given to the grandmother and then to this person who was in our shop was this soldier's diary. So this is,
You only got 3 pictures, so only scroll 3 times.
yeah, this is from 1918, Waco, Texas, and this is the man. There's a photo of him in this diary. And the really cool thing about this diary is, look, first off, look at the condition of this. This book is over 100 years old.
It's beautiful.
It's leather backed, still feels freshly leather. Like, this is really cool. In addition to that, it is
That's it.
full. I know. It is full, completely written in all his war stories, his travel updates, all kinds of awesome stuff in this diary. Soldiers, was it diary? Yeah, diary. Um, just super amazing thing to come into the shop. What is even more shocking about it is that the person who brought it in had no interest in it. She actually donated it to the shop, as I guess part of memorabilia, something we can do in our spare time is read this. I personally was in the Navy, so I understand a lot of the military jargon. My boss actually grew up in a time where they were teaching cursive. I mean, I know cursive, but he can read this like literally just reading regular. It would take me a little bit of time. Um, and he actually collects World War One stuff. Outside of his precious metals holdings, he collects World War One memorabilia, I guess. So he loves this, and it's technically his because he owns the shop. So it's donated to the shop. That's his now. But I'm able to kind of decode a lot of the military jargon there. So we spend a little bit of our time reading through this and kind of talking about what this soldier was doing in
And wasn't the lady that
World
brought
War
it in
One.
like an English or like a teacher? Like
She was English. I think a high school English professor,
Yeah.
teacher, English teacher,
So she
and
was able to like help.
she was able to help with the grammar because the grammar at the time was a lot more what's the word, proper.
Yeah.
It was a lot more proper English, so it was done in very like subject predicate reverse order than what we would expect or how we speak today. So she was also able to kind of decode it. The three of us spent a couple hours just reading through this, talking about what cool stuff this soldier had done.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, one thing we were talking about is he was complaining about how he wasn't allowed to smoke on the flight deck at night. And I was able to explain that if you are on a ship in the ocean at night, um, they turn all the lights off so you're not seen by other ships. If you open a door to go out into the flight deck, the doors have like a red light, and it could be seen from miles away. Which even today, when I was on, you were allowed to open that door because the red light wouldn't shine brightly and would probably be less obvious to other people. But during World War One, even a red light was a massable offense, which is a downgrade of your I guess you're a downgrade of your rank. So back then he was talking about how he wished he could smoke at night, but as soon as it gets dark, there's no smoking allowed because no one's allowed to be on the exterior of the ship because of that red light. Um, so yeah, this is just super cool history. I was able to kind of explain that idea and why is he so obsessed with smoking at night? Like, well, for one, smoking was kind of a much bigger thing back then, but also it was so strict that I could understand why he was upset.
Yeah.
I don't smoke, but I can understand why he would have at least liked to be outside at night. There was a lot of nights I went out there, looked at the stars over the ocean, beautiful views. It sucks to know that some sailors during that time, during the World War, like the biggest war activity of their lifetime, other than I guess maybe World War II, depending.
Well,
But
before.
before that, they wouldn't have had the experience of being in the open water at night. Like that's a whole thing in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Casper wants to know, do you really not know how to read or write in
No, I
cursive?
do know. It just takes me some time.
It takes him some time
It's not as
because
I'm not as
we
proficient as with
do.
print. True.
Yeah.
True. Not gonna lie.
So like our oldest daughter, she's learning cursive and like writing specifically in cursive because she likes it and she
Yeah.
loves writing in it. And so
So like I can,
we
but
can.
it takes me some time.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit younger. I was probably one of the last couple grades or couple classes that was taught cursive in school.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it was like right after.
yeah, right after I went through elementary school, they pulled cursive out of the curriculum.
Yeah.
So the thing is, after elementary school, after I had learned it, it was
It's
no longer a requirement to use it. So I can, but it's not good. It doesn't
yeah.
look great.
Because we grew up in the state of California, we're refugees from there. So they pulled cursive back in like what 2005
Yeah.
is when they pulled cursive out of the curriculum. Honestly, it's an art form, and they. Mm, I'm not gonna speak any words about the government of California. Okay, never
So
mind.
y'all, if you didn't know
It's
the
not.
reason,
WW says the lost art of letter writing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But the reason that cursive was so popular is because the way the pens used to work back then is they would like split to separate the ink. The more you push, the like the bigger, the thicker the line. It would literally do that at the end of the pen, right? And you would have to keep contact with the paper so that the ink didn't build up and just splot a bunch of ink everywhere.
yeah.
So you had to like keep contact and then pick up and drop quickly in between words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ballpoint pen is what ruined all of it. The creation of the ballpoint pen kept the ink inside the pen rather than on the tip, and was pretty much what ruined cursive
Yeah.
writing, the artistic ability to write.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you hand a kid a pen, they probably don't know how to write at all.
Well, there's that too. There is that.
They
That's
just
just
they just type or that.
scrolly.
I think there was a question.
Oh.
I at least read something about platinum or palladium.
Oh no, Southern Haven was asking about if Michelangelo sacked,
Oh, I see.
and so they're having a conversation.
Gotcha.
Okay, Southern Haven wants to know, what is your job title at your job at the coin shop? Is it HMFIC? What does that mean?
HMFIC. I'm not sure what.
Heavy metal. I don't know. I was just making up letters.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by HMFIC, but so it's just me and my boss, the owner of the franchise location. Um, Technically, I was hired to bring the shop into more of a numismatic state because I know more key dates, more how to grade, stuff like that. He's way more into the bullion, the silver as money, performing as money, and I'm more into the rarity stuff, the history behind it, the facts and history behind what is going on. So I'm kind of the numismatic specialist, but more accurately,
Head MFer in charge.
kind of. So I'm kind of the numismatic specialist, meaning like if something comes in and it's not just regular bullion,
Dude, that's fun.
I'm the one that's pricing it. Um, if it's just a regular bullion price, he's the one making the direct call of wholesale says this, that's what our rate is. The other thing though is since it's just me, I'm kind of like taking in this like sales management position. If we were to hire anyone else, they would be underneath me. So, person in charge, kind of. Um, right now, my boss is in a state where he's stepping away from the shop, so I'm typically the only one working there at any given time, unless he happens to be in delivering cash or taking metals to go to wholesale. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
Is an 1890 cc Gold Eagle numismatic. Anything cc is numismatic, but I'll tell you exactly how to find out.
Your red book.
If you stack or do anything from the U.S. Mint, you should have a red book. Let's see. So,
It's my best friend.
what was the denomination? Could you read that?
Is a 1890 cc Gold Eagle.
Gold Eagle, so $10.
Bruno also says, I enjoy the Numista series. How do your numismatic videos typically perform on YouTube compared to more?
Very poorly. Very poorly.
Mm.
If it's not like a silver or gold bullion, it just performs bad. But I want to push it this way. I want to push it towards the numismatic stuff. And I'll talk about how this stuff is priced. So, for the most part,
so Southern Haven, what is it worth MS61?
I'll get to how we can price that. So, here's a 1890 cc. What we'll see is immediately this is we're looking at just does any price stand out in the lowest form that it shows. So standing out would be something like there's a 2000. It looks like regular when this is printed was like 1650, right? So this one stands out 92 cc, a little bit higher. Usually it'll stand out a lot to a point where there's another digit like this. This is a highly numismatic. That's where I would focus, is where it jumps well above those prices, right? So something like this, where it's 2000, it's slightly numismatic. We go to your 19cc or 1890cc, we see it's 1900.
He said it was
a little
bit
bit.
double.
Oh, it's a $20. Well, that's a real quick fix. So you said Gold Eagle. That's why I was thinking $10. This is a double eagle.
Yeah, my bad. I wasn't on the chat.
So here you can see a CC 19 or 1890, 3600. The others are 3200. So it looks like in 1890 CC it is numismatic, but not quite as much as other years, right? You see 42, 29,000, 48,000, right? So if we're seeing that at the time it was only about 500 more than his melt, for the low condition or raw, then if that came in raw, I don't know if my shop would even really be able to pay any better than a regular price. I would definitely double check with my wholesaler, but it's possible it would just be regular 94% of spot, just like all the other 90% gold that comes in. However, as soon as it starts getting up there in grade and condition, it starts to go up, right? So this is one that's called a conditional rarity. In the lower grade, it's really is that blurry? I'm trying to look at the book so I can point well, but if it gets blurry, let me know.
Oh, I'm not. I'm watching you.
So the in the low condition, the numismatic value is not very high. When it gets up there in condition, you see this immediate spread from the more common dates. This is called a conditional rarity, where in raw and possibly lower grade, there's no numismatic value or very little, where in higher ones, the condition makes it jump up quite a lot. This is even one that is also a conditional rarity right above it, and this is one that is not, right? Um, in a high grade, the lower value ones are going for about 5,500 as per this book and melt value at the time, where this would be 60,000 is your CC. That 60,000 is MS63, and a 60 would be, well, what I'm showing is 60 would be 12,000, and 63 is 63,000. This is on an exponential curve, right? So it'd be closer to the 12 than the 60. Probably 15, I would say, if I was going based solely off of this. But the gray sheet is a lot more accurate. They put it out weekly, right? But that gives you the idea. Oh, I was actually going to show something else. Basically, what we can see is how I'll just open up to this random page here. The gold spot price right now for a double eagle is
The spot price right now is 43.20.
43.20. I'll say 20 just because I already typed it. Times 0.9675. That's how many ounces are in a double eagle. It's 4,179. So, how quickly does this common date? We'll just choose this one. It doesn't get above that value until 63. I don't know how well you can see that. It doesn't get above that value until 63. So that's why a lot of the time today, common date ones don't hold any extra numismatic value until they're a 63, or even sometimes, most of the time, a 65 or higher. All that numismatic value, all of the difference between this, the gold price has just wiped all that away. So there's almost no numismatic value until you get to here in most of the cases with gold, and also Morgan dollars and peace dollars. 65 seems to be the new cutoff where if it's less than 65, there's almost nothing. Sometimes there is nothing. It's just a regular offer. So someone says, yes, download the PCGS app on your phone. It is free. That is also correct. Yes, the PCGS app. Do you have it on
No.
your phone? Could I borrow your phone? I'll also show you. I'll compare that on PCGS so you can see what other information is free that you can find. So PCGS publishes every single grade of every single coin that that is out there. So you go
Turn the
to price
brightness up.
guide. It's all the way up. Let me know if you guys can't see this, but if we go price guide.
Do this.
Oh, there we go. We'll just scroll to the $20 coins, gold coins. It was Liberty Head. Oh, that's $10. Dang it. $20 Liberty Head. We'll scroll to the year in question, 1890 Carson City. After it loads. Why?
Gray sheet you have to pay monthly or yearly.
Yes.
Auction prices, sales on eBay, rarity on, and some variety.
Yes. The thing is, those auction prices are also shared on PCGS, and they're a better composite of what's going on, bigger picture in numismatics. So for one that could possibly be a more rarer value, could be PCGS has that auction data that eBay might not have. But eBay is also another one. What is going on, dude?
How you touched it.
Why is but it's not loading any of it. There we go. Okay. eBay is also another one to cross-reference. So we can see here, let me just go ahead and get to let's just show more. Show all of them. I didn't know that was a feature. Here we go. We'll go to bed soon. 1890. Almost there.
Scrolly. Dude, your owie on your hand is gnarly.
I know. This one? I fell and
How'd you
hurt myself. I was chasing a goat. Anyway, so if we click on this little blue link, we'll see a pretty accurate chart if that loads. I'm sorry it's taking so long, guys. Jeez.
Catcom says auction prices are lower, but add buyer's premium 20.
Yes. So for auction prices like eBay takes a 13.5% fee. So you're also going to discount that off the price. And you're going to be doing that for each way that you're going to be selling it. So we now have here the 1890 chart. You see there's the grades all the way at top. a 61. So in the current market, it looks like this coin has actually performed in a downward trend since the book was published. PCGS suggests that it's worth 11,750 in a 61. However, look at what these are actually selling for. This is November of 2025, and Heritage Auctions, one sold for $9,000. In September in 2025, one sold for $8,700. 2 months before, 9,000, 8,400, 8,700. All of those were within the last year. That's all PCGS graded. If we look at NGC graded, it's even worse. We could even go to a current auction right now. So we go to that auction. The current bid, it's got 7 days left, so it's going to climb quite a bit from there. 4,300. So not the best data, but you can see. Let's see, Collector's Corner PCGS graded. I'm not sure. Was this a specific auctions? Collector's Corner. Oh, this is for sale right now at Collector's Corner. 10,040 or 10,400. Right. So for sale right now as a buy it now feature, Collections Corner has it $10,406. So if someone was to buy this at a shop, they know that's the most they're going to be able to list it for, at least. If those, depending on how long those have been there, they might not want to even list it for that. They might want to try to sell it for 10,000. Right? If we back out fees for this, the seller would actually be getting, say, 8,500 because of the fees for selling it on eBay or auction houses or something like that. 8,500 would be what we would sell it, probably retail from the shop. And then if we're buying it from there, we want to make at least 5 to 10%, depending on how easy we think we're going to be able to sell this. We might take it all the way back to the 10%. So another $800 off of that 850, our offer would most likely be somewhere in the ballpark of $7,800. So what is a 61 1890 Carson City worth? I would say I would propose to my boss to offer $7,800.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question thoroughly.
I think you went above and beyond, honey. All right. The Sovereign Species has a history question, a two-part history question.
Two-part history question. Let's go.
It says, do you have a favorite constitutional amendment and a favorite founding father or a later statesman / president?
See, unfortunately, I don't know enough about the amendments and the historic presidents.
Yeah.
I even though I talk a lot about the history behind precious metals, I did not pay much attention at all in American history.
Hold on, the public school system? Wait, what?
I went through American history in high school,
Same.
where in California there was no requirement to actually pass the class. So I don't think I did.
Or
cared at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't know. You know what? I will learn. And I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, we have some like books and stuff.
I actually have a copy of the Constitution that I bought because I wanted to read it.
Yeah.
And get more into it. So I will read that.
Add that to your list.
That's it. Oh gosh.
You know what?
It's a lot.
You know what you could do? You could open with your Bible verse and open it with the word. And then you can also, have a segment of let's learn some US history, constitutional yeet yeet yeet.
Yeet, yeet.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to stabbed you with my nail. Someone was homeschooled. Sovereign Species, you were homeschooled? That's
Listen, we homeschool our girls, and they're probably going to be way smarter than us.
100%. That's the goal. It's the best subject at homeschool. My favorite is 9th grade, and I can't say, but probably Jefferson for my favorite founding father. Okay.
Jefferson, that's an interesting choice. Is it because, or I guess you tell me why? Why Jefferson?
Yeah, because someone else is like, Jefferson was a bad dude. The Ninth Amendment. You like the Ninth Amendment. Okay.
Tell us about the Ninth Amendment and why you really like Jefferson.
If you learn the history of finance, you will learn the most unadulterated history of the world. That's what Jay Gray said.
Yeah.
Different time. Remember, times were different. Oh yeah. Oh, because Catcom is saying about stamps. WWBD5YH. That's just a lot of letters. Do people still collect stamps?
No. Well, do people collect them? I have no idea. But do they hold their value? No. So stamps, it's interesting. Stamps were the first paper currency in America. Paper currency, like silver certificates, didn't start until the Civil War. They didn't start producing
Scams.
paper currency until the Civil War. Postage that was denominated 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, and so on was the first form of paper currency and actually did trade in that way as well. People would spend stamps at stores as if it was denominated money, as if it was a replacement to coinage. So stamps,
I mean, a
uh,
postmaster is like the one of the most wealthiest people
yeah,
because it's that's money.
mail was at such a high value because mail was information, mail was communication, mail was basically mail and newspapers had the same value as phones today. Like, think about it that way.
Mm.
How valuable do people think their phone is? How much money would you spend in order for screen time? Like,
Bruh!
if you had to pay for screen time, that would be, I don't know. Anyway, so um
And people pay for
what
drugs. It's just what? Never mind.
it's the same thing happening in your brain.
Different.
So my point with that is that stamps have gone the same way as paper currency, right? So look at a silver certificate, it's $1 in silver. However, since it's paper, they're only worth like $2 a piece at the moment, right? There's no history value to that. There's no extra bump because it was meant to exchange for silver. There's no extra meaning. It's just paper. So if you go even farther back, some
Chesapeake
stamps
Brian.
some stamps are really, really cool in the fact that they were used to transport news of the Civil War during that time, and it was stamped 3 cents, which is actually why the United States made a 3 cent silver and 3 cent nickel, was to facilitate the buying of a 3 cent stamp. Super, super cool. Look into that history. Super awesome. But the stamp, the way of the stamp travels close, like value wise, has been close to the paper dollar market versus the coin market or the metals market. Even look at the 3 cent copper nickel coin. Those are typically worth like $20 or so, but a 3 cent stamp that was directly exchangeable is significantly less value. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know. So interesting bit of history there for stamps.
Yeah.
Do people collect them? I'm sure you could find a lot of people still collecting stamps.
Still have, I mean, we get asked at church all the time, what's the value of stamps?
Oh
Because
yeah.
all these older people or they're like their parents
Collected
collected
stamps.
stamps.
Yeah. And actually I even have a family member that she just it was my aunt. I don't have a really strong connection to her. But she said that her grandfather or someone had inherited a stamp collection from their parents.
Yeah.
And it eventually worked their way down and was added to and now she has it and she wants to give it to me because I'm into this stuff. And this is kind of tied together in her mind. I think it's super cool and I would love to like organize it, categorize it, learn the history and all the stuff. It's a whole nother project, whole nother thing on the list. But I would love that. I think that would be super cool. Am I going to go out and buy a stamp? Probably not.
Unless you need to mail something.
Oh,
Like,
like a present day stamp? Yeah, sure.
yeah, we got some of those.
Yeah. But am I going to go buy a Civil War stamp for $100?
100% not.
No. $20 maybe. I don't know. I have no idea that market. So I mean, is there someone out there buying it? I'm sure.
I'm sure Serpents is live too.
Silver Serpents is live.
That's what
Oh,
Chesapeake Bay just said.
Oh, dude, I wish it was like I used to do Whatnot and we could like transfer people to a different
Oh yeah,
show, different stream. Y'all, as soon as I get off here, jump on Silver Serpents Live.
100%.
Absolutely.
Okay, there was another person that.
Another question. Well, I mean, okay, so the kids are still watching the movie.
Well,
Should we
it's
just go
almost
till
done.
the end of the movie?
Yeah,
We're gonna go till the end of the kids' movie. That is a questionable amount of time, but we'll go till then.
and then everyone can go over to Silver Serpents
Yeah.
live. Hold on. There's Brian was okay. Brian Gage. He says, "What coins do you restore in your personal collection, and what is your method?" What do you mean restore?
So restore would be if one's like really dirty, one is damaged, or so
Like,
okay.
his next question was, "Do you recommend dipping / acetone polish coins, not just MS coins?"
Okay, so for restoring coins, I would only suggest to um restore
Shh, don't tell him.
um I would only restore historic copper coins. So, where's my black box?
Dude, which one?
That little black box.
Well, there's stuff. Hold on. There's
Oh,
peso to do it.
oh, Bruno. So
Mike
this
and,
is a
Mike and Nancy is on too.
oh, I don't know Mike and Nancy. Mike and Nancy are not.
Angela says they're nice.
So old copper coins. This is a 2 pence from Britain, 1797. This is actually 2 ounces of copper,
Dude,
and I have a
that's it.
1 pence, 1 penny, 1979. These I would restore. These I would upkeep and maintain. Here I have a 1798
Yeah, but like,
1 cent.
don't clean. Don't.
Don't clean them, but oils are very good for copper. I know some people that soak their copper coins in acetone to remove any grime. Then they put a layer of finger like skin oils are very good for copper to for preservation as well as like
1779?
1798.
Oh, that was
Did
dyslexia.
I dyslexia that? 1798. I know the date's really worn, but with some magnification, I was able to determine that's what it is.
Christ be magnified.
You can see the last number there.
That's
Where's
you said magnify, and I immediately thought of
let me get a pointer.
point.
Oh, that's a
That
horrible
was a
pointer.
freaking pencil. Oh my gosh, these kids just nibble on these pencils like they're going out of
So
style.
you see how the last digit here comes it curves under downward. That shows that it's actually an 8 and not a 9. The 9 would come straight down. The curvature in would be it shows that it's an 8. Of course, this is 17. You can see the 7 there, and then the top of the circle right there of the 9, and it comes straight down, showing it as a 9. So 1798 is this coin here. These are the types of coins with numismatic value that I would restore, protect, um, take care of. Um, some other ones like I have this not a 1 cent from 1837.
You need to show these coins more often. Sovereign species is saying.
The thing is, this is the exact type of stuff that does not get much views. This is the type of stuff I kind of care because I don't know what type of
You do you what you want to
content.
do.
I'm just saying I don't know. I can show these, but I don't know what type of content it would lead to. Right? It's not my normal content and like my writing. I don't know what to say about it,
A lot.
but I could say a lot. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I think is important is that if you have a silver coin and you're thinking about cleaning this up, uh, everyone will know you cleaned it. If you dip it, they'll know. If you wipe it, they'll know. It's going to lose all of its numismatic value. Even if this one was in this condition, could be if this is a 1921 and it was cleaned, it would go way closer to melt value immediately. I have a Cole 1921, and even that is I think it's Hold on, let me find it. Let me get it. Boom. I have a Cole 1921 right there. I was super lucky because I found this in a bin at my coin shop before I started working there when I was a customer. This is in a bin with all other piece dollars. So I bought this for $32. But this would probably be priced more like 150 or so, even in this like cold condition. If it was cleaned, it would basically be back to back to spot or so in today's market. Like the cleaning is ridiculous on coins with numismatic value. So um because of that,
Jimmy
I would
G is in the chat.
I would suggest away from cleaning or restoring anything with numismatic value. When it's something like a where did that vintage round go that I was like this, you would buy it for generic price. You could dip it, it wouldn't lose any value. Dip it all day, clean it, do whatever you want. Touch it. It's not going to lose any value,
Dip it. Touch
right?
it.
So that's where it becomes a different uh answer, right? If it's not going to lose any value from being cleaned, do it all day. When actually restoring a coin, what you're hoping to do is turn it from something that looks bad or what someone might say is bad. Let me see if I have an example.
Okay, the movie's got a few more minutes.
Okay.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. I don't think I have.
Some sequence left.
Right. So something like this that is clearly a numismatic coin because of its age and size. Um, but there's like, it's not that attractive because it's dark and it's kind of smudgy. If I dipped something like this, it would be like blast white, obvious, right? But it's obviously worn. It's not BU. Um, what I could do is maybe soak it in acetone. You'd want to do a very basic soak. It would eat away the any organic material on it, any like dirt or stuff like that. It wouldn't change the metal color if there's a change in the metal. That wouldn't affect it. So that might bring out more detail without really anything that would be considered a cleaning. So that might be something I might do with something like this. Um,
Touch it.
but I wouldn't even risk it.
No, don't risk it for that biscuit. But I'll eat that
It
biscuit.
the thing is the something like this, like it's gonna still have the numismatic value.
Can you make biscuits?
Um, we could do biscuits tomorrow. I got this biscuit recipe, guys. It's really good.
Delicious.
Um,
I'm gonna eat your biscuit.
I think I efficiently or effectively answered the question.
Yeah.
But
Jamie G says, "Yeah, I purchased some world coins and it's definitely cleaned and it looks bright and shiny when it really shouldn't be."
yeah,
Yeah, it's just disappointing when you're like,
once you know it's cleaned, like here, I'll see if I can find one that is clean that I can share. Um, to kind of help people understand how to see if something's cleaned. So here's a piece dollar that is not cleaned. The thing is that coins have a concave shape like a bowl. That means when you shine a light at it directly, it's going to create a line. If you see the line kind of coming through here, or there it is. As you rotate it around the light,
yo, live, send your people over when you're done.
I'm telling them I'm about to be done right now. Silver Serpent, I'm sending them your way. But so this line is drawn across the coin and it rotates around the coin as you move it. That's called a cartwheel. It might be more obvious on this side. That shows that it is not cleaned. It still has that concave shape. When it's rubbed at all, it makes that concave shape flat and now it acts like a mirror. This one has right there a mirror. So the light reflects all the way across it this way rather than there's still a little bit of cartwheel on this. So this is a lightly cleaned coin. But see how it's acting like a mirror? I can kind of look at that. This coin, I can see it a little bit, but not nearly as much because this still has cartwheel. This is not a cleaned coin. This one is cleaned. And as soon as you see it, you're never gonna unsee it. This type of finish on a coin makes it seem like there was wear or dirt and someone dipped it and cleaned it and wiped it and did all that stuff to hide something that was wrong with it, and now people are gonna want this. This is where you get that details. So it might be an uncirculated condition. Looks like this is probably AU, but you get AU details or unk details, right? That details means it was cleaned or some other thing was possibly made to hide its true condition. So that usually loses like 50 to 70% of its value.
Oh, Silver Serpent's been on for the last 3.5 hours.
Oh goodness.
Oh, shoot. I thought he was just starting. Our bad.
Oh, Serpent's wrapping it up. Oh man.
Oh, man. Okay, well, we need to wrap it
Yeah,
up.
we're wrapping it up too.
We'll see you guys next week or in the chat.
I do not have a high relief 22. That's maybe someday. I check every 22 just in case though. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Let me say my what was it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Just remember, every ounce adds up. So no matter how small, just keep stacking, y'all. Have a good night.